Uh,
1.5.
just dropped a half a point. Yeah. What you drinking on there, Sharp?
Sazerac rye. Sazerac rye.
Yeah, I got some Jack single barrel.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not a big Jack fan though. I like other whiskeys. I'm on this Japanese kick. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Japanese
had some good
and
Jack.
rye.
I've had Centauri. I've had some good Centauri.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to take the next step up. I mean, I want to take the next step up. So, and you know what that means for y'all out there? We're gonna take the next step up. If you've been following week after week after week, just like the flights of whiskey, you've been flying high with us with the flights of these bets, man. Each and every week, each and every Wednesday, we're dropping more free bets, tips, and tricks on how to become a successful bettor in this game. We got a professional bettor helping us out, navigating. We got the guys, myself, Moss Money, Diddy, and Farm telling you how to navigate all kinds of sports. We got golf coming. We got all kinds of stuff. And stick around.
Yeah.
This is Money Pot Podcast. Let's go. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Money Pot Betting and Money Pot Podcast Show. I'm the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money, and we got my guy from Tulsa with that Tulsa hat on. Hey, I sent you the care package, so we'll get
nice.
a Money Pot. We'll get a Money Pot hat on you. We
Yep.
got our own professional gambler, C Sharp. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Yeah, I figured I'd rep the Tulsa hat. They were 2.5-point dogs at home last night against Loyola Chicago, and they got it done. Sister Jean, she couldn't put the voodoo on the Hurricanes.
A little college football. Well, yeah, man, it's funny because you think so many people, we bet football so heavy, and we got college football. Like I mentioned in the open, we got, I know you're a big golf guy, so look out for Sharp and his golf takes.
Tiger Woods was just back last week, and then you got your Masters odds just dropped, and January will be here. That first swing starts in Hawaii, January 11th.
He didn't do too good though, right?
He's
done though. He's washed, right? At this point.
Yeah.
He'll never who's he chasing Jack? He'll never catch Jack, right? He won't catch him.
No.
What does he need? 2 majors or 1? Is it 1?
No, he needs 3 to tie, 4 to win.
Oh, he needs 3.
He's got 15. Ooh. Jack's got 18.
Oh, I thought it was closer. He's not gonna. He's not. It's crazy how much his injury prone that not injury prone he's been. I've golfed a little bit, and I understand the strain that it puts on the body a little bit. And that's just me. I can imagine what these guys think, because you look at golf, you don't think it's an athletic sport, and just a little quick tangent, but it is. Like you gotta have some mobility. You gotta have some. It takes a little bit of. It's not strength in terms of like raw power like other sports, but it takes strength to be able to hit a ball.
Though, if you're not used to playing 4 days of golf in a row, and I'm talking like competitive golf where they got the rough 4 inches high, and you got to swing as hard as you can to get the ball out of there, swing as hard as you can out of the bunkers to get the ball out of there, and you're practicing on the range, you're hitting balls 3 days, like. Most people who just golf 1 day a week don't realize what your back specifically feels like after 4 days of competition. Like your back is legit wrecked. Like you're hurting. Like it's just like any other sport. You do something over and over at the highest level, like your body's going to respond and be like, hey, bro, I need a day off.
Yeah, yeah. And this man coming on, he takes no days off. They call him Diddy. Actually, no. We're going to call you, but we're not going to use the Diddy term no more, because the Diddy term has got to go, because that man is on some other stuff right now. B. Davis. I call you B. Davis. How about that?
Let's keep it at BD.
BD? Okay. I don't know. Pause. I don't like BD. I don't like calling you BD, bro. I'm going to call you B. Davis.
Well, they go.
I don't like BD.
I don't like BD. BD Nick, it don't work. You know what I mean? We'll call you B. Davis for now.
BD sounds like VD. Sounds like we're calling you venereal disease or something.
Gotta figure
What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Davis, man? How you doing, baby?
It's crazy, man. How you doing? Running around.
I'm good, man. We just we were just talking a little bit of golf. I mean, obviously Sharp is an avid golfer. I know I've been on the range once or twice myself, and I think you have as well. So we're just kind of setting that playing field because Sharp is going to be giving us some golf picks going on. We know we just talking about Tiger. I thought he was closer. I didn't think he was 3 away from Jack. I thought he was a little bit closer, but Sharp assured me that he's 3 away. So unfortunately, I don't think he's even close to that. I can't remember the last time he was close at even winning.
The Masters is the one he could win again. Like, that's the one course where you need to know how to bank it off. Like, you need to hit bank shots off the greens. You got to shape the ball around the corner. Like, that's the one golf course that length is not as important as, like, can you paint a picture around the golf course? And that's like what he's always been good at.
Yeah.
So he won't ever, like, U.S. Opens, British Opens, like PGA Championships, like, he's dead. I don't even know if he'll be able to walk and finish some of those courses, to be honest with you. But Augusta, like, that's his baby. Like, he knows that course like the back of his hand. No one knows how to play those bank shots better than him. So, I mean, that's the one course where, if I don't know, maybe they shot up his knee and got his leg rolling for 4 days, he could win.
Yeah. Speaking of that, let's preview it. Let's give him something, Sharp. Do we have golf on it? We gotta have golf on it.
Yeah, you can bet the PGA Augusta Masters already.
Masters. All right, let's go ahead, Sharp. Give him a good preview. I think in golf, outside of like futures with like other sports, and just correct me if I'm wrong, with other sports and futures, you typically go with one. You find the odds one. With golf, can you spread it around a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, did you spread it around? Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Golf, what I love doing is not just taking. So in golf, what I'll basically do is tier it. Like, for the winners, I'll pick one guy who at the top. Like, how golf works is, in the big boy tournaments, more often than not, one of your 10 best golfers in the world is going to win. That's just how golf goes. Like, one of those guys is going to be locked in, and one of the 10 best guys are locked in. One of the other guys just can't catch them. It's just like other sports. It's like 10 best QBs. When they're dialed in, that second tier QB, even if they're dialed in, there's just a gap. And that's how golf's no different. And like you just saw in Tiger's tournament, yeah, there was only 15, 20 golfers, but it was literally 15 of the top 20 golfers in the world, and Scotty Scheffler beat him by 3 strokes. When that dude's on, he's just the best golfer in the world right now. And when I'm looking at the board, like, the fact that he's only $100 difference, like, to me, he should be like plus 600. To me, the gap between him, Rahm, Rory, and Hovland is massive. When he's on and everyone else is on, he's hands down the best. So I would just like if I'm looking right now, like, if I was going to take one of the favorites, that's who I would take. I wouldn't touch Rory. I wouldn't touch Rahm. Like, Victor Hovland's another guy I would look at right there, 14-1. Like, those are the 2 guys of the big 4. Like, I would touch those guys. And then what I like doing is taking a flyer if you're going to go for a win, and taking someone that's like 60-1 or higher. The Masters does have a history of putting out first-time winners. So what I would do is, like, Google players that are like 50 or one that's higher, that has never won the Masters before or has never won a major before, and then just throw a small little sprinkle on them. The great thing about golf is you're getting like 40-1 that pays out over 4 days. So just put like $50 on it, right? And then you're happy as shit. And what the great thing about golf is, you only have to hit like one tournament a month on a winner to be cooking, like, because the odds are so good. Unless you're consistently taking a favorite and putting a lot of money on it, which I never think about doing, then all you really need to do is hit on like one of every 5 tournaments. What I like doing with the favorites more is taking them to like top 5, top 10, or top 20.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The odds go way, way down. But dude, like Scotty Scheffler last year, top 10, like every big tournament the whole year. It was just like printing money.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, some of the names are familiar to me: Scotty, Rahm, Roy, Brooks, Xander. I thought I saw Bryson down there.
Yeah.
Some of those names are kind of familiar to me. Obviously,
I will say Victor Hovland at 14-1. Like, so he has elite talent, and he was a guy that had a major weakness in his game, and it was chipping. And he's literally gone from one of the worst chippers in the world to one of the best chippers in the world. And he's put it all together. So he's a guy that on a course like that where you need to paint a brush and hit all the kind of shots, 14-1, I would take him over Rahm and Rory in a heartbeat. Like, you're just getting, better value. And one thing I will say about this tournament, there is a little story that's going to probably come out. I don't know when it is, but Jon Rahm is about to flip to LIV Tour. He's definitely leaving PGA Tour golf.
Cool.
He's about to be the highest paid player on LIV. I've heard $600 million.
So, like I said, Sharp is going to lead us in the golf betting here this year. So make sure you look out for C Sharp. We'll create a space on the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow, subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification button. I see a lot of you always watching each and every year. All right, let's get into NFL Week 14. I didn't get a chance to get everybody's recap in, but I know everybody had a great week. And man, we finished off college football regular season with a bang. I think everybody had a real profitable week. I think it was almost, Sharp, your unit sizing is different, but I think between me, Diddy, like just the whole board, everybody made money, man. That's what it's about. So let's go ahead and go into NFL Week 14. Started off a little Thursday night football. New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is -6 somehow. Total is 30.5. Pittsburgh is favorite. I'm sorry, money line -280. I don't have a bet on this game, but I just want to talk about Thursday night football. I kind of like the over here. I mean the under. I'm sorry. My bad. The under. It's just like, I don't think. Can y'all remember when there's been such bad quarterback play in the league? Like, nobody's really standing out. And then there's a lot of quarterbacks hurt. Like, I felt like coming into this year, like everybody had their established starters. But I mean, New England needs a quarterback. I would say Pittsburgh needs a quarterback. The Rams need a quarterback. The Bucks need a quarterback. The Falcons need a quarterback. New Orleans is probably going to need a quarterback. Where are we going here? Chicago probably get a quarterback. The Jets need a quarterback. Even though Rodgers will come back. The Raiders need there's a lot of quarterback needy teams, and now we got a Thursday night matchup with Zeppi versus Trubisky. It sounds like opening night at at Atlantic City boxing, right? with this matchup on Thursday night. I got no bet here, man. I would lean under. I don't know if you boys got anything on this game. I think even Najee Harris might be out this game too as well. Like this game, I think Najee Harris Stevenson is out for New England. I think Juju is banged up. Parker's banged up. Like, what was the score? Like, was it 6-0?
Yep.
New England last week. Yep. Like, I feel like
in the modern era, the LA Chargers were the first team to ever cover a 5.5-point spread and only score 6 points. It's just like, doesn't even sound like I meant, like, it's just, that's how inept that it's just truly inept the Patriots are right now. They've scored 148 points on the season in a passing era. Like, it doesn't even sound real.
Yeah. They got worse without Jones. Like, they got worse offensively.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what? Give me the under for a unit.
I was going to say, it's funny you made the boxing reference, because I feel like this is going to look like a scorecard. This is going to be like 10-9 or 10-8. Like, this is going to be some shit right now. This line opened at 34. It's been cooking to 30. I would take it all the way down to 27. I still think at 27 you could push 14-13. For me, this is a 3-unit under bet. At 34, I would have smashed it for 5 or 6 units. But here at 31 or 30.5, what it is right now, shop around. Give me 3 units.
I'm just trying to see what we can play with the under. I can't go that low. It's like an Iowa game.
27.5 is where I would stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do 27.5. I'm gonna get a little bit of plus money.
Because you still win if it's 14-13.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take the under here, 27.5 at plus 125. I'm up in the bet just because BD Davis. I used to call you. I know the nickname is BD. I do because I've known you for so long.
Let's go with BD.
I can't.
No, I mean I do have a little thing on this game. This is I think you're spot on with the under. I think it's only been 3 times this total has only been at 30 in the history of football. 2 of the 3 times it went under. 1 went over by a field goal.
This is an Iowa total.
Yeah, this is kind of exactly where that's supposed to be. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to take the Navy-Army game. I know I may have missed that early on. I'm taking the Army-Navy game, tease it up to 38.5.
Okay.
I'm going to put it with this game here. That's a 10-point teaser, and put it to 40 just for insurance. I mean, it can't go wrong with extra points. We know that Army-Navy game is going to play like a boxing match also. It's rare that they get up there, and the same thing is that Navy's good at stopping the run. Army's not really good at doing much, but these games kind of tend to just play like a boxing match. I think a few may got up to like 31 points one time. I don't think this year is not enough talent this year to be able to push that number up. So take that to 38.5. Take this New England Patriots up to 40.5, and I have a game later. I'll put that with it. I'll speak to you guys about. I'm sure it's coming up really shortly.
You didn't miss a thing, buddy.
Okay.
We kind of glossed over college because we had one game. Neither one of us had a bet. So if you,
I wasn't even looking at the Army Navy.
I was going to say, now that you brought it up, I was interested. Not that I was going to bet it, but I did want to see because you have it up. What is an alt spread under parlay like? Like if you took under 23.5 in the Army Navy game and parlayed it with under 27.5 in the Thursday night game.
Yeah, so let's switch gears real quick. Diddy, finish the teaser. What do you got?
So we're going to go. Okay, so we're finishing with the Philadelphia Eagles Cowboys. Take it from 51. I believe you're seeing at 51 now.
41.
Take it to 41 and go over.
That makes sense. That's smart.
So you're doing a 3-team 10-point?
3-team 10-point, yes.
On all totals. On
just the totals,
yeah, that makes sense.
So you're going under, over.
Yep, and that'll be 2 units. I will
say, what about – so did you have any thought process on adding the under? Not to make it necessarily a 4-team, but swapping out the Cowboys-Eagles game? Like, did you see the weather in the Bears game? What was your thought process there?
So Bears Detroit, this just 2 teams I just can't trust when it comes down to total.
Supposedly it's going to be a monsoon, though.
Yeah, and I think that's a great handicap. I did not know that was going to be a monsoon. It gets real
nasty. It's going to rain in Chicago?
Yeah, like cold and rainy. That's why Detroit isn't favored like you would think.
Well, I don't think they should be favored by much. They got their ass whooped last time.
And I didn't mean to just throw off your teaser. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on that under when you were trying to build your teaser. I do like your over. I see points for sure.
Right. And I think that's kind of where I went to. You're in a dome. You know what I'm saying? It's a rivalry game. Both teams can put points up. Even when they're playing bad, they'll be able to easily can be in the 20s for both teams here. And I think they'll clear to 40 easily. For me, I can't see this game being low scoring.
I agree. I think one team might score 30. To be real with you, by themselves.
I can see why.
Yeah,
I can see why.
So Sharp, going back to your parlay real quick, you wanted the under in the Army Navy game, and then the alter under in the New England.
Well, I was seeing if you could do alt spread parlay.
Yeah,
Are you on ESPN?
Yeah, this is ESPN. Yep. So you can. So I have the 27.5 that we talked about for New England and Pittsburgh Thursday night game, and then I just took the under for Army Navy. You want me to take it down lower?
Yeah, go see what it pays out if you take it down to 24.5.
It won't let you. Let you take anything.
Dang it! That's what I was wondering. I was like, man, that might be a nice little 3. I was wondering. I had a feeling because I don't know. DraftKings won't let you parlay alt spreads yet either. I was just wondering if BetESPN.
So you can parlay it. It's 3-1. about. You just can't do the alt. There's no other alternate lines.
That's
for
what I
this
was
game.
saying. Like
Yeah.
I was hoping for the alt spread giving us like plus 7-1 or 8-1. I was going to hit both for a small little unit because why the hell not?
Yeah.
But
I like
see
this
why like
too.
DraftKings won't let you do that either. I just didn't know if ESPN had caught on to maybe alt yet, but they clearly have.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we got Thursday night football.
I like your teaser, Diddy. I like your teaser.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do like it too as well. All right, let's keep going. We'll go down a full slate here of NFL. We'll switch it up a little bit. Anybody got anything on the Rams Ravens?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we got the LA Rams versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favorite -7. Total is 40.5. Money line -340. What's up, Diddy? What you got?
Yeah, so this is just a game here. I got 2 plays on here. One's going to be a
wow. Okay.
a teaser, obviously. I just like Baltimore here, off a bye at home. I think they're ready to go here and ready to play to get a little healthier.
I'm about to say no concern about some of that health. I mean, I saw the injury report.
No, your new nickname should just be TK for Teaser King.
Teaser King.
TK.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw like it's just
teasers,
if you look
man.
at the way the league has been, you've been needing these points. Like for instance, if you look at the last week, perfect example, there was going into the fourth quarter, you were struggling to figure out if you're going to cover your spread or not. Like it's just a tough situation the way they got these lines set up and the volatility of points being able to be scored. So I'll take all the points I can get. I like Baltimore here. I like their team total first half. I think they come in ready and sharp. I think their first 10 plays, definitely the first drive that they score. So for me, it'll be team total first half Baltimore. I don't have that up yet, but if you can show that, I think you'll be able to see it.
Yeah. My bad. We just got sorry, I saw an email. We just got a little advertising email from somebody. Yeah, so we'll see what they talking about.
And we
won't release no names, but we'll see what they talking about up here. You said first half spread. You got a couple picks, man. You got Baltimore -4.5.
No, he's first half team total.
First half team total.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sweating the Sixers fucking bet right now.
What's the score? I know they were terrible.
123. I got them over 124.5 team total.
I only have total points. We don't have the first half.
What's the total points?
For first half?
No. Do you have team totals at all? Period.
Yeah, I have team totals. Yeah. So we have Baltimore 23.5 and the Rams 15.5.
Yeah. So first half would be about what 11, 10.5, 11, maybe 12.5. Yeah. Give me first half Baltimore. I like it all the way up to 12.5. I think they scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. I think that's easy. They'll score right away on the first drive. I guarantee that. And then my next play will be within.
You can get it on DraftKings 10.5.
Love it. Like I said, I like it all the way up to 12.5. I think 2 scores get hit. I think either way you can get it at 12.5, whether you get it at 10.5 or 12.5. You're going to need the same thing from 10.5 to 12.5, and that's going to be a touchdown and 2 field goals or 2 touchdowns. And I think they'll get that in the first half against this Rams defense. They'll be able to control the ball on the ground. I like that, and I'm going to put them in a 3-team 10-point teaser, which gets them to +3, and then we can talk about those next 2 games if you want after we go through the games.
Right,
what is your take? So I'm a lean on the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on the Rams.
I really wanted the 7.5. I missed the 7.5. I felt like I needed that hook. I feel like with the 7.5, I feel like with Matt Stafford and Sean McVay, the back door is wide open. I felt like that 7.5 would have felt awful lot like and if it gets to 7.5, I'm going to take it. I think that's probably why I'm saying that now out loud. Just I'm prefacing myself, and I wanted to get your take on it. At 7.5, I'm going to pull the trigger because it feels like the Vikings versus the Eagles early in the season when you still had a healthy Cousins and that back door was wide open. I feel like McVay and Stafford could be down by 14 and just go boom, 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 lose by 7. So if you get the hook, where would like at 7.5, where would you be? Like, do you think the Ravens blow this team out, or where are you at spread wise?
No, I don't think so. But this is what I'm putting into play here is what how I am about West going coast to coast. LA coming over to Baltimore. It's going to be a tough place. It's going to be cold here. It's going to be a cold weekend here. So I'm putting that into play. Then at the same time, they got some key injuries in LA. I want to say Puka Nacua is questionable with a shoulder AC joint. So he's not going to be fully 100%. And you know how important he is to that offense. And then I know I think we had Tyler Higbee that got hurt this past week with a neck injury. Those are two big pieces for that offense. I'm not saying it's going to slow it down. And I don't mind the points here for the Rams, but the book is telling me 6.5 to 7 that this could be an easy 10-point to a 2-score win and victory for Baltimore coming off a bye.
Speaking of team totals, have you guys seen what it just started this week? Have you guys seen the team total bands that DraftKings has started to put out?
No.
So now they offer like a scoring range for each team.
Oh yeah, was it like 2 or 3 points?
Each range has different odds. Actually, they're pretty big, dude. Like Baltimore, 21 to 30 is plus 135.
That's
and
they try any way to get your money, don't they?
And I'm looking at that like, what?
Let's bring it up.
Yeah,
that's
go to team props, team totals. It's new. It's called team total bands, and they give you 9 points windows. Basically, you're betting every 10 points, like 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. You're picking which window they fall in, dude. And some of these are very, very tempting. Like that Baltimore 21 to 30 plus 135. Like, man. Like I'm just hearing your handicap, I'm kind of like, man, that's interesting.
So where are they looking at it? They're saying that plus 135. So they're saying that 21 to 30. Yeah. Oh baby. No, I'm dead ass. Like, even
if it goes a little higher, like you could do a small half unit sprinkle on the 31 to 40, and that plays plus 370.
For our listeners, then this is what I would do, and I would make money, especially if you're going to get plus money.
And this is new, so Vegas, these books are going to have to catch up on how this plays out after bettors bet it. So, like, they're not going to know.
In the NFL, I would look at team totals, see where the team total lays at, and go right into your grouper. Yeah. So if it's Baltimore plus 26.5, smack 2 units on 21 to 30. Like, fuck the team total now, because you're getting plus money here.
I know. That's why I've been looking at the bands today, and I'm like, man, this is new. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, this is very new.
But it's plus money though. That's what's so crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
I didn't specifically look at Baltimore's until you brought it up, and then I was like, well, let me see what their bands are, because I was looking at the bands today, and I was like,
this is new. I've been cooking on ESPN, so I don't like. I was yeah. I haven't even.
What is the team total? What's Baltimore's team total?
Their actual team is 23.5.
Yeah, 23 or 24.5.
Yeah, you smack 21 to 30.
That's what I was thinking.
And I guarantee if you smack that, I might just smack them every. See, now I got to go into my lab because I gotta now think about.
My bad.
About, like if I play if I play every game that way. If I play, I got to figure out where the odds going to lie, right?
No, I agree. I'm the same way like you. Like this is a whole new frontier we need to figure out.
Right. It's like you got to find a way to be like a computer and figure out what can I come
100%.
out. It's a plus side money. You're going to hit at least half of them. So
you're dude, look at anyway. It. From 11 to 40, you're plus money. So as long as you scale your bet right, you should win money.
Look at Nate. Let's go to the Pittsburgh New England game.
Sure.
Sorry, I know if we're going off the.
No, this is good. This is great.
This is good.
Yeah,
because I didn't know about this.
You may not even have it. I guarantee they probably won't even have it.
No, they'll have it. They've been having them for all the teams. I think this is something new they're pushing.
Is there a limit to the money you can put on it? Gotta be.
I haven't bet it, so I don't know.
They're gonna lock it out like $100. Watch.
No, Thursday night's not up.
Yeah, it's too low.
Yeah. Too low.
Probably.
I would put so much money on their caps.
I mean, 0 to 11, 0 to 10.
0,
like
0,
you would, if you play both sides, somebody's going to hit it.
Yeah. They probably just don't have enough bands in that game to make it worth their while. Like they'd only have to pick like 2 or 3 categories, and it'd probably just fuck their odds.
Yeah, because I mean, look at New England under 7.5 is plus 200. Like that's crazy low. It's insane.
You know what they're hoping with some of these bands, they're gonna entice enough suckers to chase some big odds here.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a sucker bet. That's what I was thinking. I wonder.
No, I don't think it's a sucker bet if you do your homework and like Diddy said and find out where like the exact team total matches up the best with the best odds, and maybe not fired on everyone, but like maybe
for an
not
experiment.
Not fire on a plus 115, but if you find one where the window's plus 130 fucking 5.
Hell yeah. Because Nate, you're kind of like getting a teaser on your total.
Yeah, at plus money.
You are.
At plus money.
On a standalone where you don't need another leg.
Do the Jets score more? Yeah, this is Houston and the Jazz. Yeah, did the Jets score 10 points?
I'll take 2-1 on my money against Houston to score more. I mean, that's against the Jets defense.
To me, in most of these games, you can just throw out half of them, like 51 plus, like 41. So it's basically like deductive reasoning. And then from there, you just go off the team total. And then from there, just do your homework on what side of the team total you like. And then from there, pick your fucking window.
Did this just come the band show?
Maybe. if we're printing bands,
fuck the bets that I wrote down. Are we just talking about the total bands? This is an interesting new
wrinkle
way to bet. Yeah, I didn't even know this was even here. Like, look at these. Like, man, but it can get tricky, right? Because some of the bigger spreads, like the Miami game. Miami's going to throw up points, but where does that stop? Right? Like you
need to stay away from the games with crazy variance, one way or the other. Like when there's either too much scoring or not enough scoring, those are the games you need to kick out because the anomaly can happen, and you need to target the games that have that like normal 41 to 46 like spread.
Yep, absolutely. Your Tennessees, your your Cincinnati's.
The games where the spreads are like 44 to 51, and then find the team total you like on that side, and then find your window.
All right.
No, good catch, Sharp.
Yeah,
that's why I call you Sharp.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll backtrack a little bit.
We'll do bands. I could do bands.
Yeah, we'll sit on DraftKings now. We'll switch it up a little bit. We'll sit on DraftKings. We'll go through our normal bets that we have, and then we'll check the games that we have. We'll check those bands to see if it makes sense to add any bets there, or if any games make any sense. So, then you already threw out your LA Rams, Ravens bet. I don't have anything on the Lions Bears game. Does anybody have anything on that?
Well, good insight on Sharp saying about the monsoon coming. So that might be something you want to get closer to the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions stood out to me as a trap. And then I was like, why are the Lions such a low favorite? And then I'm like, okay, Bears off a bye. And then I checked the weather, and I was like, oh, well, that's why. So I guess they're just thinking Detroit. I guess they're just thinking Detroit's passing game is going to be compromised by the weather, and that'll turn into a running game, and that should just help Detroit or Chicago with the hook. I guess that would be the handicap, right?
Well, I don't know, Sharp. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think Detroit and I think the Bears have Detroit's number. I just think it's just one of them teams they struggle with. They have struggled with them last year. They struggled with them this year. They lost.
They gave that matchup away, honestly, in Detroit. They gave it away.
They did. So this is a stay away from me at 3.5. I couldn't even touch it with a teaser because I don't know. I really, really didn't know.
To me, it's stay away as well. No way.
Yeah. Oh, I hit my Sixers. Props. Joel went for 40. I had him over 33.5.
Damn.
Maxwell
went for 40.
And he gave him 40.
Nice.
44.
Well, who was it? Washington? They were playing Washington.
Yeah, Washington. Right? But they were playing them tough. Washington was like tied all the way up to like the end of the fourth quarter. It was like 101, 101.
So I do have a bet here. Give me Fields over 60.5. In terms of rushing. I think last game he had over 100 yards in this game. No, I'm sorry. He had over 100 last week. But in this game, I think he had almost close to 80 yards. If it's what it is, what you say, Sharp, in terms of the monsoon, I mean, I mean, Fields might run the ball 15 times.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? He's for 10 carries, he's at minus 145. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy total. So he's got an average 6 yards. Yeah, give me Fields over 60.5 yards. It is high for him. Last time they played, yeah, I was right. Last time they played, he had 18 carries for 104 yards against Detroit, and that was only a couple weeks ago. I don't think they slow that down. And now it's raining. Limits, like you said, limits Detroit and kind of moves into the Lions, not the Lions, Chicago's field a little bit here. So give me over 60.5, Justin Fields. I mean, if it's gonna rain, like you said, like it's like unders all day, like DJ Moore, like these numbers,
that unders come down quite a bit, like a lot.
These numbers are like don't make any sense. It's gonna rain.
I would look back at that Packers-Bears game last year and see what that score was in that game. I can't quite remember, but I felt like they were scoring. Not a lot, but I think they got like to the 16s.
Sometimes
wasn't that game one where like Fields went flying into like the end zone, like he slid from like 5 yards?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No. I mean, well, there it is. Anyway, Fields ran into the end zone. So give me that 60 and a half. Come on, buddy. You going to bet? Night. All right. Let's keep it moving. Don't even know how to use this shit no more. Using ESPN so much. Anybody with Houston?
How you get used to one platform as your go-to platform, and then you switch it up. Like it's like changing a cell phone. They're so different from FanDuel to DraftKings to ESPN to MGM to Caesars. It's like, damn it, why can't you guys all just set your tabs up the same way? So at least for everyone, it's kind of like you know where to look on the screen. It truly is remarkable how different they are.
We got Houston versus the Jets. Again, I don't have anything on this. I think Houston is severely banged up offensively. I think Tunsil, the left tackle, is questionable. I believe is it Tank Dell?
Yeah, Tank Dell's out for the year.
Yeah, Tank Dell's out. Schultz is still banged up. I know who was it? Nico had a big game last game, but I thought he was banged up, but maybe not. Did Stroud get banged up too in that game? Like I thought he's came
fine,
out for a play.
He's fine, but look at the total. So I'm pretty sure CJ Stroud leads the league in passing. And we've already seen what teams, and Diddy's talked about it a bunch of times this year.
Yeah, with the Jets
we see what teams who are stubborn and want to pass against the Jets, what happens to them. So this to me is almost a Jet spot where a banged up Texans team, all they can really do is pass. Now you're playing in bad weather. I mean, look at the total. That Houston team can score, and the total's 33. Vegas is telling you that a team that likes to pass cannot pass against the Jets, and now a rookie quarterback who pretty much only can pass is going to have to pass in bad weather against a team that's really the only way they can win is if their defense creates chaos because the other team's passing. So I'd stay. I know we keep saying this, but this is just such a stay away spot game for me. Like
let's look at those bands.
I don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole.
Let's look at those bands.
Yeah.
11 to 20 plus 115 seems where they're going to fall. And then 0 to 10 is 450. I don't think they score more than 21 points against the Jets.
Not because they're so banged up. Yeah, I would go there.
I just don't see enough value in this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like the one band I like is plus 115, and that's just like a meh for me.
Yeah, not enough value. Okay.
I
was hype on this, and I don't have a bet on the bands yet.
I'm going to tell you right now. I starred that Ravens one. That plus 135, 21 to 30, especially with the over leaning even better. That to me is the one that really stands out. I'm glad we were talking that game as I was looking at those bands. Just hearing Diddy's handicap, like just a fire alarm went off, dinner bell went off in my head. about that 135 just stood out to me. That'll probably honestly be my bet for sure. We'll cycle back at the end as we go through. I'll keep looking at the bands, but that one to me just jumped out immediately as a bad line.
Right. All right, let's keep going through the list here. Anybody with Tampa, Atlanta? That's some bad quarterback matchups, man.
No, but I can't. But I will say this: I cannot wait to watch. I mean, this game means a lot for both teams. It truly does. That division is going to come down to the wire. As Eagles fans,
how did we miss Evans last week?
Oh, Mike
Evans.
That
was just a sure for him to be was it 10 seasons in a row with over 1,000 yards?
Oh yeah.
How did we miss that? For him, I think he needed over 100 yards. I think he needed 100 something. But for him to have 100 yards in that game, Mayfield was pushing the plays to get him. You know what I mean? It was the writing was on the wall. I don't know how we missed that bet last week.
Well, you missed some. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
We were on Washington Huskies 9.5. Wait till to get 10, then we smash it at 10. Why the hell didn't we put a little sprinkle on the money line? Who knows, right? We just didn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes your worst bet is the bet you didn't make that week. And we had a great week last week, and we still left some money on the board, and that was probably our worst bets, the bets we didn't make.
Facts. All right, let's keep it going. Indianapolis Colts versus the Cincinnati Bengals, another just terrible game in terms of quarterback play. The Colts are favorite -1. Total is 44. I actually do have a bet here. It's a player prop. I'm going with where's he at? Pittman Jr. I'm going to do it on ESPN. A little high here at 73. I think it was 65 on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that real quick, which is crazy because that's a big difference in terms of the receiving yards. But the handicap is pretty much he's just been the go-to guy. It is 73.5. He's just been the go-to guy for Minshew. He's had 11, 12, 8 and 8 receptions. Last 2 games going over 100 yards. He's hit this in all 5 last games. He is their number one. He is actually finally starting to come on in terms of being a number one for this team. And with Taylor out, they're going to keep passing and keep going. And I think, what's his name? Browning had his coming out party a little bit last week. I expect a little bit of regression. I don't expect him to throw for 350 yards again this game. So I do expect a little bit of regression. But they haven't been able to run the ball. But neither team hasn't been able to run the ball like they typically would from their statures with Mixon and Taylor. So I think this game is going to be a throwing game. I would lean over here with the 44. I think the 44 is a little too low, in my opinion, as well. So, and with doing that, give me Pittman. I actually like Chase as well. I feel like Chase is a little bit too low at 65.5. I think he should be more what Pittman is. But I like Pittman here. Give me the 73.5 over for a unit. Actually, I have it written down. I'm taking an over too. I have the over at 43.5. I like the I think I got that on ESPN. So if you guys want to move to ESPN too to get the little half point, the hook is key. Give me 43.5 on the over. It is getting a little bit juicy, so that tells me it might tip over to 44. It's -120 on ESPN. I still like it at -120. 43.5. Give me the over as well.
You got anything, Sharp?
Well, I'm just looking at, it's that time of year where I'm really looking at weather, and it does look like there's chances of flurries in that game. So maybe just something to keep an eye on. Maybe it impacts the passing game. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I actually lean here. I lean in the Indianapolis Colts here. I think they're feeling something in that locker room. They've all rallied around Minshew.
Shane Steichen's just a badass coach. Let's call it like it is. I don't know how that man. I will say we might want to pull that up at the end. I think it's time to put a sprinkle on Shane Steichen for Coach of the Year. I mean, what the hell? Who's doing a better job than that man at coaching football right now?
I agree 100% with you, Sharp. They started the season off what was it, 1-4?
Yeah,
1-5, whatever it was. 1-4, and then they turned their season around, beating the Panthers, going to Carolina, going to New England, at home against Buccaneers, and going to Tennessee. And I think if you look at the rest of their schedule, they can see the light if they can get past the Cincinnati Bengals team. That's definitely for a playoff and possibly can win the conference. They got the Steelers after that, the Falcons, and the Raiders, and those are 3 teams they can win.
They have a soft schedule, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And Trevor Lawrence just got his ankle rolled up, so who knows what he looks like coming back.
And that's exactly what I'm going at. I think they see the opportunity between Houston and the Colts. They see the opportunity they can take the division. So I think they can't have no hiccups here. I think they're going to travel well. I think the line tells you that at home, especially after Bengals had a really good victory against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're not favored. It's not even a pick. It's Colts -1. Give me the Colts, man. I'm leaning the Colts real heavy. I'll know more once this weekend comes up, but you can put me down for a heavy lean against the Colts here to win this ball game.
Wow.
I like them at least by a field goal.
Let me see if they have it here. You brought something up, Shar. I mean, just looking at how soft their schedule is. I mean, it's a big gamble, right? Trusting Minshew. I saw it on. I'm hoping they have it here. I saw it on ESPN. They were 5-1 to win in this division.
Okay.
I mean,
so here's what I will say. Kind of what I remember when Diddy was going to make that money line bet, and who was with the Mountain West, and I said, well, if UNLV wins that, they're probably going to win the conference, so you might as well put a sprinkle on the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that 5-1 bet to win the division, but here's where I would take it a step further. If they win that division, Shane Steichen is winning Coach of the Year, and I'm pretty sure his Coach of the Year odds are better than 5-1. So I would just say I think you might be getting bet. I think in that instance, you kind of need one for the other. I would just take the better odds on Coach of the Year. I'm trying to think.
They don't have.
I'm trying to think if DraftKings has that up yet. This is about the time of the year they start dropping.
No, they don't. They don't have it.
No, they don't.
I'll look on ESPN, but they don't have the Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I'll look on Caesars.
Yeah. So no, I do like that bet as well. Coach, yeah, they don't have it. They don't have it. So all right. It's 450 on DraftKings, but if you guys are following along ESPN.
FanDuel has it. I just switched over to FanDuel, but the odds are kind of the same. You're only getting $50 of value. So you just heard Moss say plus 500 to win the division. Shane Steichen is actually the third favorite at plus 550. So he is taking his value has come down quite a bit. I thought he would be a sleeper. He's a sleeper no longer.
Who's the favorite?
Dan Campbell.
From Detroit, yeah. And Daniel's up there?
It is Dan Campbell, D'Amico Ryan, Shane Steichen, Mike McDaniel in order.
That's tough because D'Amico's had a great year too. I mean, Campbell has too.
I guess our dirty Paisan Sirianni just fell off a cliff with that last loss. I guess I don't know. He's not even on the. He's like 10th down there now.
You know what hurts him, which is crazy because I think the Coach of the Year always has this attribute. It's because the roster's so loaded.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, our roster's so loaded, so it's like they expect us to be this good. But I feel like Coach of the Year, typically the rosters are always loaded, right? And it's just weird that for the Philadelphia Eagles that he wouldn't be in that and that being 10-2 and having the best record.
Part of it, I think, is Howie. The national perspective is Howie Roseman gets credit too, right? Like whoever the coach is for the Eagles, Howie Roseman steals a little bit of that thunder just because it's the best GM in the league, right or wrong. That narrative gets played, and that kind of diminishes the quote unquote value of the coach.
Yeah. All right. Still something to look at. I do like your handicap, Diddy. I did kind of like Indy here as well. I thought Cincy was a good face spot for Cincy coming off such a big game. But when I looked at Indy's wins, it kind of leaned me for a no bet here because even though they won the last 4, I mean, the Patriots and the Panthers are the two worst teams in the league. The Bucks are fighting, but they're really not good at all. And the Titans, are not good at all either. So when I look at those teams all losing records, I kind of stayed away, and it kind of made sense because that's why Pittman's going off. They play bottom half teams, but with the Bengals with Browning, we'll see what he can do against this game as well. But it's definitely a 50-50 game. But I like to lean to the Colts.
I will say that is a game where the bands seem to be really good value. Your line is 44. The spread is nearly pick 'em. So do the math. I mean, you're looking at basically a 22.5, 21.5 team total for both those teams. And you're looking at the bands for the Bengals, 21 to 30s plus 160, 21 to 30 for the Colts is plus 150. So, I mean, that's one where if you're just kind of doing Diddy's little quick deductive reasoning, taking the total, and then you're taking the team total, and then you're finding the band, and if it has good value, take it. Both those teams fall into that category.
Yeah, I would love the Colts at 21 to 30.
Yeah, plus 150, so 1.5 to 1. That's great value in my opinion.
Yeah, the 21 to 30 sounds like good value for the Colts.
What's the 30? What's the 30 to 31 to 40?
Plus 500.
Whew, I might just see. Those are two. Yeah, see, y'all got to have me doing some shit.
No, I mean, and since he just threw up some points, but it was weird. They threw up 31 points and went to overtime, but he only passed for a touchdown, right? Which was kind of
the rushing attack was really good.
Yeah, and then also they had a 70-yard touchdown bomb to Jamar Chase.
Yep,
took it 70. It was a weird game, but like I told you earlier, we said in the chat, I said, the Jaguars don't play like shit at home. I don't know what's going on at home. I think they were like 3-3 at home. Now they're 3-4 at home. They lose their quarterback for a few weeks.
Must be that damn swimming pool.
Got to be something in there.
Drain the pool.
Might be the swamp that's near there.
Drain the swamp.
Drain the swamp.
So,
all right,
I will take a look at that though. That
yeah,
that's a game where I like the bands. Look at those bands. I think the bands. That is a game where the bands are in play.
Bands will make you dance.
I know, right? I'm thinking of all kinds of ways we can market the bands. That's every time I hear it, I'm just thinking of different ways. All right, I thought Carolina was going to pull it out, man. With the head coaching change last week, you usually get some type of spark, but Carolina is just terrible. Like they just really.
They got a spark. They put up 27 points. They sparked it enough.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're just terrible. It looks like Winston's actually going to play for the Saints, and I would still lean New Orleans in this game, but I don't have a bet in this game, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't either. So let's keep it moving. All right, let's go to the Jags versus Cleveland. Cleveland's favorite -3.5. Total is 30.5. Money line is -166. Old man Flacco came out and showed out a little bit, man. He threw for almost 260 yards. I think he had a touchdown or two. But they got hurt. Obviously, we know you already alluded to it, Sharp. Trevor Lawrence did roll his ankle. From what I'm hearing or seeing or reading, he is still going to try to go because I think the backup is hurt too. I think, was it CJ Beathard or whatever his name is?
CJ Beathard. Lawrence isn't going to be able to play. Come on now.
Yeah, he's got a. I think they wanted to bring out the cart, and he said no. I mean, I get it. Football is you want to walk off the field same way you came on. So, but he's banged up.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
What, him walking off?
For them he had, bro. They went to 2 commercial breaks. He was still walking to the locker room. Like, come on now. Like, you got your franchise quarterback walking 30-minute walk on a bad ankle. Like, it made no sense. They literally went to 2 commercial breaks. He still ain't make it to the locker room. Dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It's Doug Peterson
at home. Put the cart in his fucking tunnel.
Yeah, it's the Jags. They don't know.
Well, the bet is this. Give me Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland. I think it's going to rain here as well.
Yeah, it's a bad weather. And I will say, so right before the Lawrence injury, the look ahead line, this was Jags -3. So talk about some crazy swing. They went from 3-point favorites to 3.5 point
6
dogs.
point, yeah. Sure did.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor's not going to play.
Yeah.
He's just not going to play. And then your backup's hurt too. I don't even know who the third string is. So give me Cleveland on ESPN. It is at 3 still. So that's where you want to be. You don't want the hook at all. But I mean, I don't mind the 3.5. I think it's 17-7.
Another historically low total too, 30.5 for an NFL game. Crazy low.
Especially if Trevor can't play. I don't even know. I don't even know if Cleveland gets to 20. Maybe a 20-13 type game. Somewhere in there. So, give me Cleveland minus the 3 on ESPN.
Yeah, that's another game. So it's pretty clear that if the total's super low, they're not going to offer bands because they're not offering it in that game either.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't make sense.
I agree. You're spot on with that. They're just not going to offer it there when those totals are too low.
So I'm gonna jump on what you're saying there, Moss. We're gonna go first half though. I'm gonna take it in the first half. I really like what I saw of Joe Flacco. He was throwing that ball on the line. Unfortunately, he lost Amari Cooper, who was about to have their career game. I'm hoping Amari Cooper on my bet will come back because I do have his player props.
I think he's out.
I think he's concussion.
He's concussion.
Yeah, he's got a concussion. Yeah, I think he's out.
Well, you don't think he can make it back in a week?
And he had cracked ribs the week before. I don't know, man. He might be out.
But anyway, give me the first half.
He might be out.
I think the biggest issue with Cleveland, they weren't able to establish the run last week, and that kind of slowed them up. But what they're really kind of with strong. So I had strong props there. I thought he'd be able to kind of get at least over 60 yards. And of course he didn't when I bet him, but I think he'll get that this week. As you've seen the blueprint, Mixon went off last week against the Jags. I think the same thing's going to happen here. I think they'll be able to go back to the run game, and then Joe Flacco will be able to throw off the play action. He looked good. He did look good. He looked good early, got a little gas later. So I'm going to go at him the first half.
Is he over 40?
He our age, brother. We all went to school around the same time. So.
Oh, shit.
That's a fact.
Man, made me feel old right there. But yeah. I like the first half bet as well. I even like the under the first half. This smells like 10-3 all over it. Kind of really actually looking at that 15.5 that doesn't make sense. I don't think I've seen 14.5, obviously 16.5, like 22.5. I don't think I've ever seen 15.5. I'm trying to think. 15.5 is a weird number. I'm trying to think, does it really fall 10-6 in the first half? 2 field goals from the Jags, field goal late, Cleveland driving. You know what I mean? It's 7-6, right? Cleveland has the ball and they're driving and they hit a field goal. But with that weather, man, are you really kicking field goals like that in the rain? You know what? Give me I'm going to double dip here. Give me the under 16.5. I mean 15.5. Let me check ESPN what that is. The line just looks so weird. I don't see it being 7-6 like especially if Lawrence. So this is all predicated if Lawrence doesn't play.
Oh, he's not playing. There's no fucking way he's playing. No fucking way. There's no way.
I don't think he's playing. Yeah, they don't even have on ESPN. They don't even have the props for halftime. They just have the line.
Even if this was some Fugazi college football report, I would know that motherfucker's not playing.
Yeah, and it's plus money, plus 3.5. It's crazy. It's plus money on ESPN for 3.5. Like that's a crazy swing. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a big swing.
Yeah.
I mean, he means that much to the franchise. I mean,
he does. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, we're getting to the 4:00 games. We talked about this game before you came on a little bit here. I can't say Diddy. I can't say BD. I can't say Brent. I can't say B Davis.
TK.
All right. We talked about this before, BD. Seattle Niners. This line is crazy at 10.5 for a
Yeah.
division game. Over 47.5. Money line is minus 600. Obviously, we know the San Fran came back. I mean, not came back, coming off a dismantling of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think one of the key stats that came out about this San Francisco team against the two best teams in the NFC, they have outscored them both, put up 42, both 80, was it 84-29, which is an insane stat. Kind of going back to what we all talked about early on. When healthy, this 49ers team looks like the best team in the league. So, with that being said, kind of taking a sense of what you were saying with Cleveland, Seattle's actually pretty hurt here. The spot sounds like it should be Seattle, but it's in San Fran. Give me this San Francisco 49ers first half minus 6.5. I think they may lay off the gas here at the end. I think they still come out hot. Me and Sharp was talking about how this could be this is a good spot for a letdown. They had the Eagles game circled. They had all that emotion. There was a lot of red in the link. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Looked a little Christmassy on the visitor side, with the green and red. So and they got the game they wanted. They made the statement that they wanted. Makes sense for a little bit of step back here. But like Sharp was saying, Geno looks to be a little banged up. He took a big shot from Aaron Donald. Both of their running backs seem to be hurt. Geno doesn't look the same after this game. I think San Fran is feeling themselves as they should coming out. So that tells me they're going to be coming out with the boombox, coming out like they typically do at home games. Crowd's going to be hyped, feeling themselves as too. We just beat, quote unquote, the best team. We have the crown now, as they feel it's time to run this, run the rest of this record and get back to the NFC Championship. And it could be in San Fran if the Eagles don't get it right. Give me San Fran, like I said, first half minus 6.5. I like it under a touchdown. I think I could see this being like 21-7, 21-10, first half.
Yeah, I like that bet. You avoid the back door on a first half bet. So getting it under the key touchdown spread, I think that's a really sharp angle that you took there. I like that bet. Good. That's a good bet.
Yeah, I keep it simple. That's part of my 3-team teaser. So put them in there.
Oh yeah.
Put them in there. So that's going to go with Baltimore. That's the second team that's going to be in. Is now you're going to have San Fran at minus a half. We'll take that easily. I think San Fran's the best team in the National Football League. I've been saying it. They had a little hiccup over the middle of the season when they lost their key players. Now that they're healthy, and they're just tough on every single level, on defense, offense, special teams, running back position, receiver position, D-line. Oh, they're just stacked on every level the game can be played. And as an Eagle fan, if we can't get our shit right, and if we can't stick to a real game plan, we're going to lose to the 49ers.
We can't. If the 49ers come back here for the NFC Championship, I like the Birds. But if we got to go to San Fran to play them,
I don't think this team cares about coming here.
No, they don't. And I was going to ask you this. So I was at the game, and I know Debo does a lot, but does he typically return kickoffs?
No.
I didn't think so. No. I didn't think so. I know he does punts every once in a while, but kickoffs, no.
No, their whole team wore black.
Yeah, they came with
their season ticket holders. They seriously did. Their whole team wore black. I'm dead serious.
They did.
Yeah.
They showed they got off the plane. Everyone was wearing black. So that came from Shanahan. Their season ticket holders got their hands on some tickets, and they showed up to the link. Let's just call it like it is. And they proved a point. They said after the game, they said if Purdy didn't get hurt, they were going to light up Bradbury and Slay. They said that. They called their shot, and they said we'll see him again next year, and we'll be waiting. And then this all week they said we're coming for the Eagles' funeral, and they showed up in all black, kicked our ass. I mean, it is what it is. You just got to take it fair and square. They're the better team right now. It's pretty simple, guys. Football's a business. Our quarterback makes $40 million. Their quarterback makes $800,000. That's $39 million in players. That's just a big difference. Like, they can afford to go get it. They basically took Javon Hargrave off our D-line and added it to their D-line. Like, that helps them, hurts us. I like Jalen Carter, but that still helped their team, right? Like, a rookie isn't the same as a 30-year-old veteran who's been around the block. Like,
well, they're us before Hurts got paid, pretty much.
Agreed, 100%. And then what happens? What can you do when you realize, oh, no, we don't pay our quarterback anything? You can just go steal Chase Young for a third-round pick. No, and we can probably pay him too. So it's just they're going to be a problem until Brock Purdy gets paid, and then the cycle happens like it happens with every other team.
Yep. All right. Anybody got Vikings on the Raiders? I don't. Keep it moving.
No bet.
Here's a good bet. Short line. Bills versus Chiefs. I haven't looked at if there's any type of injury history or anything like that. This could be a Vans bet. Chiefs are favored in Arrowhead, -1.5. Total is 48.5. Money line is very short, -120. Looks like a Buffalo line here. Looking at it. Anybody got anything on this bet? Because I don't, but I'm gonna look at these bands.
Yeah, so you guys know me. I mean, when this line was 2.5, I've talked about it many times. Like, anytime I'm getting Mahomes 2.5, I'm just gonna take it. Now, depending on the spot, I'm not gonna. That's a trend bet for me. Last time I took it, it was also Andy Reid off a bye versus the Eagles. It was only 1 unit. It was a loss. It is what it is. But here I am. I'm gonna keep firing on Mahomes as 2.5. Now, it did come down, so that is telling me I'm walking the plank. That means sharp money is taking the Bills, which I don't disagree with. Like, in this particular handicap, this is a coin flip game. Both teams have their own sets of issues. Both quarterbacks can win a game themselves. So this game's got a lot of variance either way. I'm always going to take Mahomes as a short favorite. As long as I'll be on this pod, you're going to always hear me taking Mahomes as 1.5-point favorite, especially coming off a loss. One of my biggest bets this year. They lost week 1 versus Detroit. Then they were 2.5-point favorites at Jacksonville. We all know that was one of my 20-unit bets. Now, this is not a 20-unit play for me because I'm not that confident in the Chiefs right now, and I think the Bills are a different animal than the Jags. But I'm just going to always take the Chiefs as a short dog. So 1.5, it's only a 1-unit bet, but I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't
BD?
I don't have a play on this, but I'm really leaning the Buffalo Bills here. And
I am going to refill my bourbon. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is why I'm leaning the Bills here. One, you already have a lot of it's a little small rivalry that's been kind of baking between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And I think
did he knock him out twice in the playoffs?
Right,
twice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they have that. It's been brought up. The media's hyped it up. My thing is this: I think this is always going to be a game that these two are going to come up and ready to play. And I just feel as though this Chiefs team is just not the Chiefs that we're used to seeing. They look really vulnerable. They just lost last week. They didn't look good at all. They let the Packers. They let Jordan Love. Nice. All right. They let Jordan Love throw the ball like he was Joe Montana back there. So you get Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills off a bye. So 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I really like Buffalo in this spot. The line is telling you that. Kansas City is -1. So they're saying that if this game was in Buffalo, that Buffalo will be up -4 to -5. Give me the money line here for Buffalo because I just think it's just a little bit value there just because of those reasons of more the buy and then the Chiefs trying to still figure out who they are. And on top of that, Isaiah Pacheco got banged up last week. He's in the cold tub all week. I don't know if he's going to make it. He might be there. He's questionable right now. But we saw those tackles he was getting up and playing through. I'm sure it caught up to him on Monday morning. So we'll see how that goes. If Pacheco's not there, that's definitely a play for Buffalo.
If Pacheco's not there, I will probably put a bet on Mahomes rushing prop because he will have to run on third down to survive.
I love him. I love those props every week. So I play that every week. I play Mahomes over, especially if it's like 21.5. It's always like 21.5. I smack it every week. So
I mean, Josh Allen, this is a game he's probably going to need to be Superman too. So that 31.5 is probably That's probably in play. I mean, he's going to have to do it. He's going to have to play a game like he did against the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Close. I would think so. It's just I lean that the Chiefs defense is better.
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd absolutely.
And
than
prop
the
bets
Eagles.
Rashid Rice. I continue to bet Rashid Rice props. It's usually 4.5. It's receptions. He's been smacking that week in and week out. So smack your money on 4.5 receptions for Rashid Rice. He's usually there like second down short. He gets those little short poppy plays.
Yeah,
so he can go the distance. So I love Rashid Rice. I think he's getting a little more confidence in Patrick Mahomes. He's throwing the ball a lot more over these last few weeks. So if you can get his receptions at 4.5, go for it. Smack it.
So just to give you guys Allen, line's pretty sharp, but I would lean total. He's averaged about 35 yards. And so he's 2-1 against the Chiefs. He's averaged about 35 yards per game in those three. His lowest total, I think, was like 32. Highest was about 60-something yards. So I would probably lean a little bit more Allen because they still do power with him. They still just do QB draw. They actually have rushing plays for him still.
Absolutely.
So, I want to get a little piece of this game.
What's his attempts? That might be
give me 1 second.
Maybe it's like 9.5, 8.5, 9.5, maybe.
His attempts, they just have Mahomes. That 4.5 seems super low, bro.
Well, last week it was 3.5. This week is 4.5. He usually gets about like 6 to 7.
Yeah, I feel like he takes off a lot, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at some of these games. Like the last game they played last year. I mean, Mahomes had 4 carries.
You gotta be careful with that. That's the only thing. Like the teams sometimes monitor how many times the way they kind of rush him, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if his history is showing that he doesn't run much when he's playing the Buffalo Bills,
it just depends. Yeah, so the Bills tend to spy him, right?
Right, like, and that's what you're getting.
Mm-hmm. If you spy him, he's not gonna take it. What Mahomes does is if you go man, and if you go straight man across the board, or you play some matchup zone that turns into man on vertical routes, and you don't leave a spy, Andy Reid will just call 4 verticals, knowing that once it clears out, Mahomes has the presence to step up and skirt.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a delayed QB. It's basically a delayed QB draw. It just all the receivers need to get vertical to clear all the defenders out. And Mahomes, as soon as those 2 split defenders turn their back to him, he's gone.
Yeah. He usually averages like 4 to 6 carries.
But the Bills do tend to spy him. They don't turn both linebackers loose in coverage. They'll leave one to cover him. And that's when he'll find the outlet like Rice or Kelsey or whatever. Check down.
Yeah, I think I really like that over in terms of Allen's rushing yards.
I do too. He's going to have to be Superman.
Yeah, I really think I like that. And not even that, I didn't even notice. Like, he's got like, what's he got, like 10, 12 rushing touchdowns?
He's having a great season.
Yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He got 9.
Yeah.
9 rushing touchdowns. Could be a look for, drop him in a parlay for an anytime score.
I like that.
But that defense is good, though. I ain't gonna hold you. That Chiefs defense is really good. All right. Let's keep it going throughout the week. Make sure you guys, if you like what you guys are hearing, if you like the tips, all the little picks that we're doing, explaining and kind of dropping our gambling knowledge for you, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Make sure y'all tell people about Money Pot Betting, because this is what we're doing each and every week. Not only teaching people how to pick, how to make good plays, how to use gambling as a side hustle and winning. We do it all for free for now. That will be changing in a little bit, but for now, all our picks are absolutely free. So make sure you guys are staying tuned and locked in.
The Bills Chiefs game does seem like a nice fans game, right? Like those are 2 pretty consistent teams. You kind of feel like you know what you're getting with the coaching staffs. The spread's in a spot where it's pretty consistent. The total's in a spot where it's pretty consistent. That'll match up with the
You know,
team.
I haven't found one that I really like, Sharp, outside of the Thursday night game. Like outside of Thursday night game,
the bands?
Yeah.
I've seen several.
Okay. Like I think the ranges, I like the range there, but the bands on the total is kind of similar. They do the range on the score, right? Don't they do something like that on scoring ranges too?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I haven't seen one that I've like, oh man, that's easy money. Outside, well, not the Thursday night game, the Ravens game. Like that Ravens 21 to 30.
Ravens 21 to 30 plus
It just-
135 to me still is like that to me seems like, man, they're gonna hit that window.
I like the Colts one too.
I did that, and I was literally just gonna say, and then you got the Colts and I like both sides of the Colts Bengals game where 21 to 30 pays plus 150 and plus 160 for both teams.
Yeah, that makes sense too. I do like those two as well.
So those were the three so far I've seen. And then if there's a third game I would look, it would be the game we just talked about, Chiefs-Bengals. Chiefs-Bills. I think that's another game in the window that's pretty consistent.
So I can't believe I'm about to say this for the next game. One of the hottest teams in the league in the Denver Broncos. Coming off
good coaching. I mean, I know everyone knocked on Sean Payton for the shit he talked on Nathaniel Hackett, but let's call it like it is, guys. The freaking Jets are an abject disaster on offense. I don't care who their quarterback is. That's fucking coaching. All right? Maybe Aaron Rodgers is just trying to help his boy Nathaniel Hackett out. Maybe he just literally likes hanging out with him, and that's how he gets jobs. But Sean Payton was right. Nathaniel Hackett's a bum. He took whatever the Broncos were doing and ran it into the ground, and it took Sean Payton like 6 weeks to get that shit back on track. But the defense is humming. He's got Russell Wilson playing good. The team hasn't quit on him. I mean, that dude is a hell of a football coach. I just want to say that. The dude can coach.
So with that being said, you have the Denver Broncos as a short underdog here. The Chargers, a 4-7 Chargers.
What a
5-7.
Talk about a coaching mismatch. Good Lord.
Chargers are favorite, -2.5 in LA, where there is no home field advantage whatsoever in that stadium. -144. I wasn't even looking at this game, but man, is this a trap? Like, how are the Chargers favorite here? And I mean, just because they're home, I guess, but they have zero home field advantage. Man. I think the Broncos
and Bills. I think you could actually throw the Rams in there if you wanted some good value. I think those are good money line round robin dog teams. That way you might not need all three of them to hit your parlay, but maybe if you pick a fourth and do a couple two-way round robin, money line dog round robins. I think the Denver Broncos are a live dog this week for sure. I wouldn't even worry about the +2.5. I would be looking at them to win outright. To me, that's such a coaching matchup. Like, I know the roster and everything else says take the Chargers, but you already said the home field advantage in this game doesn't mean anything. And you're telling me that Brandon Staley's 2.5-point favorite over Sean Payton? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I want to bet it. I just can't bet Denver.
That's why I would do a round robin so that if they are the one team that lets you down, you're not like too distraught, right? Throw it in a money line dog with a couple live dogs. I think the Bills are another live dog. Diddy already called them out. There's a couple games you could throw in there.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about it, man. Sunday Night Football, prime time. Your Philadelphia Eagles versus the hated Cowgirls, Dallas Cowboys. Cowgirls are favored, -3.5. Total is 52.5. Biggest total of the week. They are almost a -200 favorite. I mean, should we just throw the Eagles here in the money line? Like, we gotta expect the bounce back here, right? I was at the game. I saw it firsthand up in person. They did not look good. Dallas is humming. There's chance of MVP for Dak. Really? There's chance.
I will say though, did you guys see the news? Did you see what happened today though?
Well, I saw Purdy's up there. Brock Purdy.
No, Mike McCarthy was rushed to the hospital with appendicitis.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
So before today, you guys know on the text chain,
Breaking news.
I was all about the Dallas Cowboys. I did think it was a Dallas Cowboys spot. I think a war of attrition was adding up. I really wish I would have got the 2.5 at 3.5 though. And now with the Mike McCarthy news, remember, he's the play caller now. He kind of sent Kellen Moore packing and he took over the offense. So he's just not your normal like rah-rah Nick Sirianni CEO style head coach. He's the dude that calls the plays. So if he's dealing with if he's got appendicitis, and then what happens if he needs an appendectomy because it went the wrong way, and all of a sudden your head coach and your play caller's out, dude, that changes things to me. So for me now, I'm going to wait and see what happens with Mike McCarthy's health. And I currently do have a 2-unit play on Dallas. I will full disclosure. But if it is true and Mike McCarthy's out for whatever reason, I will be buying out of this position 100%.
So, looking it up right now, he already had surgery.
Okay. See, I didn't see where the surgery went. I just know he got rushed to the hospital for appendicitis.
Yeah, he had surgery today, actually. He said he is expected to coach on Sunday.
Okay. So
that actually, would you say that again?
From the hospital.
That still fucks with their game. There's no way you have any foresight into game planning around your coach being out. So that's going to still mess up everything, in my opinion.
I mean, it could. I mean, it's a rivalry game. It's not like they haven't played the Eagles.
It'll just mess up the week's preparation is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the coach is the one that comes up with the preparation all week, and then if all of a sudden he's getting rushed to the hospital, you know how it is. The second guy's just
it's a distraction. I mean, it's a distraction, right? It definitely is a distraction. I think that, but it's also a little. It could be a little boost for Dallas if he comes back.
But
right?
their DC does have head coaching experience, so they do have that.
Yeah, this might be a wait and approach and see what happens there. He might, and maybe another thing too. He might not coach from the field. He might coach the game, but he might be in the press box.
That's fair.
He might not be on the field, which would make sense. Like they've done that before in these kind of situations. I don't have a bet on this game, which is crazy enough because I typically would just, bet the Eagles here. I am somewhat worried about our defense. Our defense has been very, very leaky against the pass, and obviously we know what the passing offense did last week. Dak almost threw for almost 400 yards, so that is a concern. But I still lean Eagles here. We're 10-2. We got our asses whooped, yes, but we still won 10 games before, including beating the Dallas Cowboys. Hard to beat Dallas. I don't remember the last time we beat Dallas the same time in the year. So I had this in my look ahead in my future bets. I had this circle as a loss in Dallas. So, but I would lean Eagles with the points. I think 3.5 is a little bit disrespectful for a team that's 10-2, even though they got their ass whooped last game. They're still, quote unquote, 1B in terms of who are the best teams in the NFC and possibly the NFL. Diddy, you shaking your head a little bit.
Yeah, because, and it's unfortunate. I got the same feel that I got when we played the 49ers, and I just think we're just in that middle of that gauntlet that's just tough for us. It's not that we can't. I just think we're banged up, and
we are getting reinforcements back this game, though. We're getting 4 key guys back, so that is something.
And I agree. And I think
who's coming back? Is Goddard? I'm assuming Goddard's coming back.
Goddard's coming back. Cunningham's coming back. We added Shaq Leonard, and Milton Williams is back. That's 4 guys. That's 4 guys that play. Those 4 guys, they matter. I mean, let's just call. I know Milton Williams is only a rotational defensive tackle, but.
No, he's had a good year.
In my opinion, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter were playing way too much. Like it's better when guys are playing 40 snaps, not 60 snaps.
So this is where I'm going with it, and this is why I'm saying it. It's the same scenario with San Francisco 49ers. We smacked Cowboys when we played them in a close game, but we smacked them around. They weren't able to do what they wanted to do. And then you got them licking their chops at home. Like obviously it's a rivalry game. We're all going to be up for the game. I just think this is a bad spot again. We're in that spot where we're just tired of these type of games, and we're not getting another breath of fresh air until we get back from Seattle where we can kind of regroup and settle and get ready for the playoffs. I think this is where we're just trying to hang on. If we get a win, we get a win, and that's why I feel like that's where we are in our schedule. For me, I'm going alt line again, just like I did alt line with the Niners, and I'm gonna take Dallas Cowboys minus 7.5
Oh shit!
because that's where my value's at, and the value
What
I
is
can
it?
see it
Let's
happening.
bring it up. What are you doing? Outline Dallas Cowboys. What?
7.5.
Fuck.
Look, that's not even that crazy. It should be.
No, but the back door's open to burn you.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't think we're gonna get burnt. I think they're going to be ready to play, just like they've been talking about it. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things. It's
So you think this is a double-digit loss?
I think it's a double-digit loss. Not that it's not about the Eagles. It's just a bad.
I will
play.
say, so Dallas played on
Seattle.
Thursday. So Dallas played on Thursday. That's a huge,
right. That's what I'm saying.
3 days of preparation, 3 days of extra rest. This time of year, that is a huge thing.
The same thing happened with the Niners. They had 3 days extra. It's the same thing.
Now I will say it's not the same thing in that I've got on a neutral field. I've got the Niners 6-point favorites over Dallas. So you are talking about two different calibers of teams,
right? But you're looking at Dak Prescott.
But in terms of the emotional side of things and the scheduling side of things and the rest side of things, we are at a scheduling deficit here. No doubt.
It's crazy. It's insane.
I agree.
And for us to run through as good as we have so far, it's amazing, bro. We started with the Cowboys already. First off, we fought too hard against the Commanders, right? And won 38-31. Then we beat the Cowboys.
The problem was the damn Bills game.
Then we had you had the Cowboys, we had the Chiefs, we had the Bills, but the Bills was the game that was sloppy, it was nasty,
and it was a short week coming off Monday night at Kansas City. So you travel on a short week, and then you play overtime at home in the cold rain. Like, that's a lot to handle.
It's a lot. And then you bounce right back last week against the 49ers, get our ass whooped in the rain again.
Yeah.
And now
I agree with you.
On a plane, go to Dallas.
This could snowball. Like, I think the fear for Eagles fans is this could snowball.
It could.
We lose home field advantage, and then all of a sudden we're playing the Niners, and kind of like Moss already said, now all of a sudden you're playing the Niners, the boombox is going in the NFC Championship, and it's a different animal.
So these are the two games I got.
But this does kind of feel like the season, right? Like, for some fans that look way ahead,
season at 10.
No. In terms of no. In terms of like this game, in my mind, I'll put it to you like this. I'll already put it to you like this. I'm not going to be betting on the Niners this week because I think they're looking ahead to next week. That's why I'm not on Seattle because I can't get in front of the Niners. But I think the Niners beat the brakes off the Ravens next week. I mean, just mollywop the shit out of them. And just hear me out and prove to everyone, we're the best team hands down. And so I just think in this spot, this means like if we lose, we're not winning home field advantage, right? Niners are not losing again. If they lose, it's in the playoffs. They're not losing another regular season game. We can all agree with that, right? They're not losing to the Ravens. They're going to beat the shit out of the Ravens. Right.
I'm sorry. I was looking for if they had the Ravens line up.
No, it should be up. It should be up.
The Ravens versus Niners line. They don't have it.
They didn't drop it yet.
They didn't drop. They have the week after. They have the Niners versus the Cardinals.
Let me just finish what I was going to say. The key.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The key for the Eagles for me, as I'm looking at their schedule ahead, it's going to be a huge game. It's going to be the Seattle game at Seattle. It's going to be the game that we're going to need to win, that we can possibly have a hiccup. Not saying we will. But that's a game that's going to be really, really important. The Giants are the Giants. We'll run through the Giants both times. And the Arizona Cardinals, I don't even know why I even want to say that this could be a tough game. It shouldn't be. We should be able to win that game by 2 scores. But it's just one of them times you get into a season in the game that something a little nasty starts to happen, kind of like the Jets. It's just one of them things. You look over an Arizona team. You got the Giants to close out. You wonder if you're going to be sitting some players or not. So this game, for me, is not important enough. I know it's a rivalry game, but I feel like the Eagles are not. They're looking at the Seattle game. They're going to look at to close out the season. And this Dallas Cowboy team is looking to play at home. And I feel like Dallas will win by 2 scores.
I'll tell you what, if they lose to Dallas, I would be really interested in what that Seattle line is.
If they lose to Dallas, they're not winning the Super Bowl. I'll put it to you like that.
I don't agree with that.
I do.
I just think
if they lose to Dallas, they're not winning home field, and they are not beating San Fran in San Fran.
Well, hopefully
yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them.
Hopefully we can play Dallas.
And that means we wouldn't get that. And that means we wouldn't get the first round bye. So now all of a sudden we're playing that extra game, and then we're playing either Dallas or Detroit, and that'll be a fucking gauntlet. And then we're limping into fucking Candles or whatever they call their new field.
Seattle game. You're talking about the Seattle game, right?
No, I'm talking about if we lose to Dallas this week, home field advantage is gone.
No, it's not.
How?
We can win out.
The Niners are going to win out.
No, I'm saying we can win out.
But then
they have the tiebreaker.
They have the tiebreaker. They beat us.
I'm more worried about not you. You think Baltimore's going to get smacked by the Niners?
I know they're going to get smacked by the Niners.
Yeah, they're going to get smacked by the Niners. Bro.
I'm already telling you right now. I can't wait for that bet. That's going to be one of my bigger bets of the season.
It's a bad matchup.
They are going to. They're gonna. That's going to be them. They're
I
going
agree.
to show up in all black and let Baltimore know it's your fucking funeral too.
I agree. I agree with that bet. And like you said, you're even talking about the Ravens got to travel.
Yeah.
Over across. You know what I mean? Like cross the pond.
They're gonna get smoked.
It's a bad matchup for the Ravens. They don't have, and then they don't have Andrews.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna be able to run? You're not gonna be able to run on San Fran. Nah. It's a bad matchup. They're just
gonna mush rush Lamar and just mollywop everyone else he throws to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this: we're losing to the Cowboys.
Unfortunately,
let's go back to the game.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm
not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if we lose to the Cowboys, we lose home field advantage. You can take that to the bank.
I'm not looking forward to if we're going to win or go to the Super Bowl or not. I'm just saying.
We're talking about this week. I get it.
We're looking at this week. I think.
And I agree, but that's why low key. I think this week is so important to the long-term outlook of the season. In my opinion, the Eagles need home field advantage this year more than last year. They're not the most talented team in the NFL this year. They were last year. They probably could have gotten away with winning a road game that they absolutely had to in the playoffs. I don't think the same way about this team this year. I don't think they can beat Dallas in a playoff game. I don't know if they could beat Detroit in a playoff game if it turned into a super shootout. They probably could, but I wouldn't feel as good as I did last year. And we already know how I feel about what would happen if we go to the Niners. So I just feel like home field advantage is so crucial. And I just know the Niners are not losing another regular season game. And if we don't win this week, I still agree with you that the Cowboys probably win. But if we don't win this week, home field advantage is gone. And I just feel like it's going to avalanche.
My problem with the Philadelphia Eagles is that we don't run the ball. Run the football.
Did you hear what Sirianni said? Sirianni said they gave the guy who was sitting outside run the ball. They came out and gave him coffee.
Yeah, I mean, but
oh my gosh! Yeah, I told you. I've told you from upstairs, bro. Our owner and our GM is obsessed with passing, bro. We just want to pass. I'm not saying you're wrong. We are a better running team. You are right, but we are obsessed with passing as a team. We just are.
And that's why
what you're going to say.
Yeah. That's why we're going to lose. If you look at the stats, bro, look at when we run the football, we win. Look at when we pass the football, we lose. You're there.
Probably right.
And that's probably right.
I mean, I guess we're talking about what over years, but I mean, dog, we just lost 2 games. Right?
Well, no, we're a good football team.
Like we lost. Like you're saying when we lose, right? You saying when we lose, where we don't win, but we just lost our second game of the year. Like I get what we're all saying. I get all the concerns, but they're still 10-2. Like let's not get it twisted. 10-2.
I get that. This is my problem with the Philadelphia Eagles. And Chiefs game, we're down and that going into halftime. Buffalo Bills were down going to halftime. You know what changed at halftime? We ran the ball. That's what happened. We say, okay, let's run the football at halftime. And then now the game starts to play like the game's supposed to play. If we do that from the beginning, we have chances against the great teams like the Niners and obviously like a hot team like the Dallas Cowboys. If we come into a game plan where we want to drop Jalen Hurts back and then we want to catch up and say, oh, let's not do that no more. Let's start running the football so we can win the game. That's why it looks so ugly. That's why we've won so ugly. because we're doing things that aren't who we are, and then we'll get back to it. Last week was too late. Look at the first half. Swift carried the ball 3 times in the first half. We ran the ball 6 times in a 3-point ball game. What the fuck are we doing? Against a team that all they had to do was just wait. All the Niners were doing is just waiting and waiting, and then the game started opening up. They stayed true who they were, and boom, they start breaking things. 6 straight touchdowns. And what did we start doing? Oh, now we got to catch up. Now we got to pass the ball. Instead of keeping the game small and close, nah, we didn't do that. That's our problem.
Let me ask you this, because I'm just going to play devil's advocate. The formula that they've come up with, even though it's ugly, has it not worked? Like, doesn't 10-2 tells you it worked? It works.
What is 10-2? What were we last year?
We're not talking about last year.
I'm asking a question.
We were 10-2 last year, I think.
We were 10-2 or 11-1.
11-1, right?
Yeah.
Where do we go? To the Super
But this
Bowl,
year
right?
we have a first place schedule. Last year we didn't. Last year we had a
and
schedule.
Right. That's the big difference. That's what I'm saying. So if we're looking at how we were over these past
and we're
years,
still 10-2 though.
But I'm saying it's working. We're still winning.
We're doing something right.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this, are we worried about style points? Are we worried about wins?
I think the thing Eagles fans are at,
hold on, Sharp. Let him go. I want to get his thought out. Go ahead.
Eventually, it's going to catch up to us. That's what I'm saying. Eventually, MVS ain't going to drop the pass in the end zone. Eventually, Buffalo and Josh Allen ain't going to give a turnover at the end of the game. Like the things that's happened for us ball has bounced in our way. When we're playing a solid team, a solid all the way around, like the Niners, who you have to beat and not get lucky. That's exactly what Sharp's saying. If we're not going to win, if we got to go to the San
remember when we played the Cowboys, Dak stepped out of bounds on the
right.
So now the Cowboys games I agree with.
Goal line when he could have scored by an
the Cowboys game I agree that the ball bounced. The Chiefs game I don't disagree with because the Chiefs lead the league in drops. The Chiefs lead the league in drops. That's what they do.
It is
they lead the league in drops. So those guys typically drop the ball. So, I mean, that's part of their character, right?
Okay. But it's not a part of San Francisco 49ers character.
No, it's not.
That's who we're going to have to go through. So if we're going to stay to our identity, which we are, and our strength is running the football, run the football, let the offense open up to those great receivers that we have.
Yeah.
By forcing those great linebackers like Fred Warner, like Greenlaw, to come down and respect the run, and then you can play action and pass through that. That's exactly what the 49ers do. You don't see him throwing deep bombs to Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk gets his when Christian McCaffrey is done getting his, and they establish the run, and they run the play action. And they run the little short screens, and they use Debo in the reverses. They run the fucking football, and then they allow their defense to fly around and keep them in the ball games if things are tight.
I mean, it's not like CMC ain't the best running back, but CMC is the best running back in the goddamn game.
And Sharp's into coaching. He really getting sharp in coaching and scouting. Old ball coach told me, you got to run to win, and I think this game ain't far from the past. That's all I'm saying.
I agree, because I think in the playoffs, what wins the playoffs? Running the ball and playing defense. It's tried and true. That's really what it comes down. Who can play defense and run the ball.
Being able to run the ball in the red zone, too, helps with red zone. I mean, there's a lot. Just being able to move the other team when they know you want to run. There's a lot.
Force the linebackers to respect. Force the linebackers to have to play against the run. It opens up those opportunities in the deep. We just can't drop back. And then another thing, Jalen Hurts, he's not comfortable in the pocket. He doesn't step up in the pocket.
He never has. But that's who he is going back to college and high school.
And that's what it is.
His instincts are to roll and flush.
And I'm not sure if it's a height thing. I'm not sure if he can't see over the line. It could be a bunch of different things.
I think that's
I know the pocket's there, though.
I think he's a very accurate passer on the move, and so he just feels comfortable moving.
It's weird though. We talk about rushing the ball, but Swift is like 4th in rushing. Some of these numbers are just it's just weird.
Because he's way up in the league in explosive runs.
Right.
I mean, okay.
But
what's that stat? Tell me.
Well, I think what Diddy's saying is we need to give him the ball more.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Listen what you just said.
Do we? Do we need to give him the ball more?
Yes.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't know. You bring him in Detroit when they tried to bell call him in Detroit. He ain't last.
And that could be some of it.
You can't old line like us though. We got one of the best old lines.
We could be,
but they still take a pound. They still get hit. You know.
I do think we're saving them for the playoffs. I do. Think
I hope so.
100%
I hope so. I hope so. Sharp.
6 rushes last week. Six.
Yeah.
You just said the 4th leading rusher had six rushes.
And honestly, but Diddy, hopefully that's Howie. And part of me is holding out hope that the Eagles kind of knew what was coming last week, and they kind of went half in, half out, thinking like, we're probably going to get our ass kicked to the Niners just based on scheduling deficits and how bad they want this game, and it's been circled on their calendar for 9 months. Maybe, just maybe, we held a lot back last week, and we're throwing the kitchen sink at the Cowboys. As an optimistic Eagles fan, that's what I'd be hoping for, because it did seem like we weren't all in last week. We didn't rest key starters, but we definitely didn't seem like we were like guns blazing. It was clear we didn't want that game as bad as the Niners. Like, it was so evident on TV.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
We got Dallas coming on primetime Sunday night, so
that's all I'm saying. I'm just holding out hope. Maybe the appendectomy. Who knows? Maybe that's the drama that the Cowboys needed. We know they're mental midgets sometimes. Maybe it'll fuck up what they had going.
Maybe we get you. Maybe we get you. You and Farm over there, Diddy, this week for the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, I'm happy they're playing on prime time, but like I said, I give me Dallas. Go back to the point. Give me Dallas alt line. I'll take it.
7.5.
And then I'm going to be putting them in. I have them in my teaser too. Sorry, that was the last. That was the last team of our teaser. I know we went to a little deeper value. So I have Dallas at plus 6.5. I have San Fran to a pick pretty much, and I have Baltimore plus 2. That'll be my 3-team teaser.
Yeah, I know, and we run into this before with the odds. I mean,
money line. Now, only thing about it, I want the points just in case, like Sharp saying, "Hey, this is blah blah blah." Eagles going, so give me 6 points with the Dallas Cowboys. That's the only time it doesn't work. If I got all the favorites, then we can do the money line. But since I'm needing points with Dallas, that's where the 3-team teaser comes in because it gets me to plus 6.
I will say we can't stop it. We rank 32nd out of 32 teams in defending tight ends. Give me Jake Ferguson over 41.5 yards. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer. I missed George Kittle last week too. So. I know we just added Jake Ferguson, and maybe Cunningham comes back, but Cunningham's more of a downhill, and I don't know that Shaq Leonard can cover Jake Ferguson. So, I mean, we still have Morrow out there. I mean, we still got the same guys trying to cover in the slot and tight ends. I feel like Jake Ferguson's a lock to go over 41.5. Like, we just can't cover tight ends.
What's Dak Prescott's attempts to? If it's 36.5.
That is an official play for me too. That's a 2-unit prop bet. 41.5. Jake Ferguson.
His attempts is 37.5.
Oh, I said 36.5. Fuck, 37.5. I don't really know. He's going to have to throw the ball that many times. I ain't even going to hold you.
Oh, wow. Kind of like Smitty here. Smitty's been kind of hot last, 5 games. He's gotten close to almost a buck. 4 out of 5 games, 99, 51, 99, 106, and now 90, 96. It just seemed like AJ, they've been able to kind of bracket AJ a little bit. I mean, he broke out a little bit at 114 yards last game. But I mean, just like you're saying, like you guys are saying, they're going to throw the ball, period. I mean, this is what their identity is.
Yeah.
We can hate it all we want. We can talk about it all we want. Counting on the day goes. I might be looking at um, some um, some player props here.
And
Um,
last matchup, they put Gilmore almost exclusively on AJ Brown. Obviously they clearly like Deron Bland, but he's a smaller corner, and I obviously don't think they think his physicality can match up with AJ Brown. So they did pretty much always put Deron Bland on Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith did get him a few times. So that might be something to look for. I could see that happening again. I know Deron Bland's having a great season. He jumps a lot. He's a squatty corner, right? If you remember, Eagles fans will remember Asante Samuel Sr. He was the same way, squatty corner. If he had to run deep, sometimes he was in trouble. We had another corner like this, Ronald Darby, but he would just sit on routes and jump routes, and he was a ball hawk. That's like this Deron Bland kid. But we know Devontae Smith is an elite route runner with double moves. So I could see him hitting Deron Bland big on a double move.
Yeah, Bland takes a little bit more chances that I was
Yeah.
looking at. Sooner or later, he'll probably get one. Like Samuel, I think Samuel had better ball instincts. Like he was, Sam, Samuel.
That's the difference between a first round pick. I mean, I'm pretty sure Asante Samuel Sr. was a first or second round pick, and Bland's a third round pick. So
yeah,
that's kind of your
and
difference.
Then borderline, probably Hall of Famer too. So
yeah, but I just mean those kind of corners that sit on underneath routes and they're willing to fight. They're willing to give up the home run shot to also get that pick six.
Yeah, exactly. And he's gonna be hungry. This is prime time game, so they're gonna be itching. And I'm also looking at here at CD. I think CD has another big game.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind CD over 100 yards at plus 125.
CD Lamb always abuses. CD Lamb always abuses us. Go look at his career splits versus the Cowboys or Eagles. We can't cover him.
Yeah, what's his receptions? 7.5. I don't think that's good enough. I mean, we just can't cover the people in the slot. I mean, we already saw what Debo did.
They're going to put him in the slot, and they're going to they're going to force Bradley Roby to cover him.
They cover him, yeah. Yeah, give me CD Lamb over 87.5, and then I'm double dipping. Give me him over 100 yards again. It is what it is. I think he has a good game.
Oh, yeah.
All right. For the last game of the night, there's two games for Monday Night Football. I think we're all, if we are betting it, we're all on just the one side. Miami Dolphins versus Tennessee Titans. Miami is favorite minus 13. Totals 46.5. Miami's been cooking, man. Becoming, like the one of the hottest teams, and not even that. With the return of Ramsey, that defense has really started to step up. They haven't really given up a lot of points in the last games, giving up 15, 13, 13, 14. Oh, well, I'm sorry, 21. But I'm sorry, since the bye week, they haven't given up more than 17 yards, and now they get a Tennessee Titans team. I believe Derrick Henry is going to be questionable for this game. I don't think he's got the concussion protocol. And then Simmons, Jeffrey Simmons, their best defensive tackle, best defensive lineman, is going to miss this game as well. So I like the points here. I'm taking the number. I'm taking the 13. Give me the Miami Dolphins to literally bomb on the Tennessee Titans. They've done it 3 games straight against inferior teams who have bad offenses. Well, not the Raiders, but the Raiders might have had a backdoor touchdown there. Possibly, no, they didn't. It was only 2013 against the Raiders.
If you go back and look at that game, Miami had several fourth down fluke stops where they just like snap over to his head. Like they gave that game away. There was a lot of they moved it. Look how many yards Miami had in that game versus the Raiders, and you'd be stunned at how little points they scored.
Mm-hmm. So they beat the Commanders 45-15. They beat the Jets 34-13. This game kind of reminds me, it's going to be kind of like the Jets. It's going to be like a mix because the Titans just don't have a good offense.
But the difference is the Titans are ranked 32nd in the NFL in pass defense.
It's in passing, yeah.
I mean, it's
a track meet.
They can't cover the pass, and then you just told us that their best defensive tackle's out, so now they can't stop Miami's rushing attack either? I mean, come on. For me, this is a 3-unit bet. I'm right there with you. Miami minus 13. Yeah, Miami's one of the best teams at blowing teams out. I feel more comfortable when Miami's a big favorite against a bad team than they are as a small favorite or an underdog against a good team. That's just who they are. They blow out bad teams. They struggle to beat the elite teams.
Looking at them bands.
No, I was going to look at first quarter.
I do think the bands is in play for the Dallas Eagles game. For those that were looking at hearing us, I do think that's a game for bands, but not this one. We've talked about it. There's too much variance. Who knows what Miami could score 60.
That is very true.
60. What's the 30 to 40, 31 to 40?
They hung 70 on the Broncos. It's not likely they score 60, but they could score like 48 and fuck up a band.
They are 41 to 50 is 6-1.
I like that. Give me that. Oh no, 30. Damn, 40.
31 to 40 is plus 190.
190. I like that too. I like 31 to 40 plus 190. Shit, I might smack them both.
Trying to think, what's the Titans giving up this year?
That feels like a 31 to 13 type game.
Yeah, it's right there. I like the 31 to 40. That's what I was looking at. I like that band for sure.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Does anybody have any other bets on this game, or even though I didn't say that we were going to bet?
I'm done.
Yeah, I figured that. All right. So that is our show for today, Week 14 NFL. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe, hit the follow, hit the notify. If you're on YouTube TV, man, we're going to be doing some good things to make sure that we give the experience on YouTube TV. We want to make sure we look out for you guys as well. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Late night, we'll get the videos out later tonight. For myself, BD, Diddy, that's Sharp. I'm Moss Money. Happy hunting, happy betting. Even though these motherfuckers don't like them, as always, still go Birds, man.
No,
I love the Birds.
Eagles
Go
fly. We need
fuck
this
it.
week.
I love the Birds.
Come on, we need this
I
week.
love my
We
green
really
better.
do. Some people don't think
y'all not saying go Birds when y'all got bands on the Dallas Cowboys. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
No way.
No,
my green's better than the
I
other
already
green.
said it wasn't a big bet for me because I wasn't sure. To me, it was more like the Chiefs. It's more like a Cowboys lean.
Alt line, Dallas.
Yeah, I'm right. You taking double-digit wins and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Diddy's the other way. He's officially the Eagles hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I love my green. I just like my cap. My handicap.
Yeah, right. You like that
last week with the 49ers.
I'm surprised we didn't get the early look ahead line. I'm surprised you didn't hit us with the double dip Seattle next week.
No.
I think Seattle's plus. I think that you see the line. The line's out. It's 4.
It's
Eagles
-4
at Seattle.
Yeah, I'm on the Eagles there. That's a must win for them.
I agree.
If
the Eagles lose this week, I will be pounding that spread.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Happy hunting. Happy betting. We out.